We are building the Minesweeper project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. In the previous video, we saw what happens when I click a button that hosts, let's say, a mine. We realize that the game completely gets over. All the cells, all the squares become disabled. Now, let's ask the next question. What happens if I click a button which is not a mine, but which is a non-zero neighbor button? Now, what I mean by that is that in the neighborhood of this particular button, there is at least one mine. The way we know this is this button's field value is not zero. Remember, this is an if, elif, else. So if it was 9, we have already taken care of that. Hence, what we are saying here is that this is basically non-zero. So we're just looking at the buttons now, which are not mines. And within that, I'm finding the ones which are, let's say, a non-zero neighbor. Now, we know from the game rules that what we need to do is really two things. We need to display the number of neighbors so that the player can solve this problem. We know that becomes like a clue. Also, we need to disable this button, but in this case, we need to disable only this button. So that's what we are going to do, quite similar to what we had done earlier. Just one thing to sort of watch out for is that these clues, these numbers, let's say, will come from, let's say, the list field, and we want to display them with specific colors. So typically, Minesweeper has, let's say, these traditional colors, which I've used here. So what I have done is that, or rather what we will do is, I'm going to define a list here of all the colors. Notice, however, that the numbers are going to go from 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, all the way to 8, which means that the first one is really a dummy. Now, this colors could have been specified in hex values. A lot of implementations do that. The colors also can be made as a dictionary, in which case we don't need, let's say, this white. In fact, we can have colors as dictionary. 1 maps to blue, 2 maps to green, 3 maps to red, and so on and so forth. However, that will not change the way, let's say, we are calling, let's say, this function. So let's go back to our code. We are going to extend our clickOn function. Like I said, make sure you watch, be careful of the indentations. We want to be at the same level. Actually, let's say elif, say field, r, and say c is not equal to 0, which means a non-zero neighbor, let's say button, a square. So which means that this is not a mine, all right, but it has some non-zero neighbor. Like I said, what we need to do is to first, disable this button, whatever we have clicked on. So in fact, we can do this, but just have to be a little bit careful, because remember, now only this specific button has to be disabled. So I will do it not KKJJ, but in fact, I'll do it for R and C, because we're talking of just this specific button. And having done this, I will, let's say, to R and CC, I will set the relief to sunken, tk.sunken. Having done this, in fact, I would take this piece of the code, just copy this so that I can modify it a bit. I will now display the neighbors. So the text would become, whatever I have on the field list, because remember, the field list contains the information about neighbors. So I'll just go and say str, say field r and c. Now str is important because the text must be a string and the field has got integer. So I'm basically converting that integer into a string and updating the text here. Also, I would want the color to be, let's say, this disabled foreground color. So background doesn't need to be red. This disabled foreground color will now come from a list. Let's say colors and, say field, say R and C. So basically just indexing into that list. And I think, yeah, this is correct. Yes, looks correct to me. Now, of course, I must define colors. I'll do that now. So I'll just go and say, well, look, colors is a list for me. Like I said, it could also be a dictionary, but it's a list. I put, say for example, white. So I put the first one as a dummy because that's really not going to be used. And subsequently, I can just put, let's say, for example, blue, say green, um, let's say red, uh, say dark blue, comma Okay, say brown, comma, let's say now, unlikely we will ever, let's say, get so many neighbors, but still we have to be, let's say, prepared for it, right? So I just go and say gray. Now, again, this, like I said, is a choice to some extent, what colors you want to give. But with this, we can now test our code. So when I, let's say, run this, now just for my benefit, I will display the field list so I know where the neighbors are and what is it that I'm expecting. Let's look at this cell, which is 00. I expect it to become 1 because we know that there's one mine in its neighborhood. So when I do this, unfortunately, however, I get an error, and this is because I have been a bit careless. In fact, we talked about it that, it's only this specific button that has to be disabled. All I need to do is to, make this as R and C. Now, just in case you're wondering, why is it that this caused a problem, even though JJ is being defined here? But remember, this is an if elif else, and this function runs only when the button is clicked. So when I come into this elif, there is no KK, no JJ. So just have to be careful. This has to be R and say C. And that's sort of logical. That looks correct to me. So when I do this now, let me again display the field so that I don't uh, so if I do this, okay, so I know that there's a 1 here, and notice I get a 1 on this. In fact, I know there are 2 here. I know that there is, let's say, for example, 1 in, say, 1 2 3 4 here. I know that there is, say, 1 in, for example, this location. And you can see that there is, for example, there's 3 over here. So if I click on this, there are 3. I know, I mean, because I'm reading this off the list. But you also know that, look, if I were to click on a bomb, doesn't matter what the state of the game is. In fact, the game would get completely over. See the difference? When I click on a bomb, all the buttons get disabled. But I was clicking on these individual items. These buttons were getting disabled. Not everyone. We can see this, in fact, once again. Um, so if I were to, let's say, display field, okay, so I know that this is, let's say, 1 or 2. Notice this button has been disabled, but everything else is still active, which is what we want to do. But if I were to click on a bomb, well, everything this completely then goes off. So if that's an intended behavior, and I hope you found this interesting. Making activities is a great way to learn programming, and that's exactly what we do at YByte. Look at our website www.ybyte.in because we learn Python programming through such fun activities. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.